This week, we start to get in the holiday mood.
Well, I'm getting there, but man, life is really making it hard.
Well, just don't take 4 years to get there like Absolut.
You know, that kind of is a long time just to redesign a bottle, isn't it?
Yep. Well, we do get to talk about building our own flying car.
Ooh, I want to do that, except it's too expensive. And the one thing you do talk about is alcohol-related stuff.
Yeah, we did a lot of alcohol, but I guess, you do get drunk during the holidays. But I cannot believe the flavors of vodka and wine they're coming up with.
You know something? After all this, I just want to go back to thinking dirty and, maybe break a Guinness World Book record doing it. What the hell? Did you just try that new Liquis Diet tool?
Welcome to the Don't Know Show. If you need to find it, put quotes around it. Quotes, the Don't Know Show, and you'll be able to find it. If you don't put the quotes, there's a lot again.
Pain in the ass, which I do not understand because we're only the Don't Know Show.
Right, but apparently I have to learn how to name things. But again, welcome to the Don't Know Show. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott. And this is to tell how bad life decisions led to a YouTube show, podcast, live Twitch stream, and insanity in both our families.
Did that lead to it, or did the insanity from our families lead to this?
I think that's a damn good question.
Led to this. But we're going to talk about what we've noticed is going on in the world this week, today. Whatever realizations we come to, chat with any of the people that are chatting with us on our stream chat on Twitch. And what else are we going to do? Hopefully let you escape for the hour we are on the air.
Yes, from reality, because reality bites.
Reality bites. Was that a movie and a TV show, or just a movie?
I think it was just a movie.
Cool. All right. So first things we usually talk about are the pictures behind us.
That is correct.
And you want to talk about yours first or mine first?
We'll do yours first.
All right. Mine is just a theater screen.
You mean a theater?
No, a theater.
No, because somebody ate all the performers because there's none of them there.
No, a theater. It's a Theodore.
A Theodore, like with Elvin and
the guy, the Chipmunks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Theodore. No, I've got a friend, Adam Hunter, which I talked about in the pre-show, which you weren't here for, coming into town, and he's going to be performing at the LA Comedy Club at the Strat. And he said, love to see you there. I got comps for you. Let me know what night you want to be there, and I'll get you in the show. Okay. That's always nice. So now I just got to find somebody who can go. It's 8:00 show. So who wants to go?
Me.
Oh, come on out.
Oh, yeah, that's the problem, isn't it?
Exactly. Everybody else I know is going, I'm working, I'm sleeping. I can't be out that late.
Especially since that's the reason I have had hair, because I've been working and I got too much work to do.
Too much work to do. But yeah, so that's why I have the curtain behind me, is because Adam is hilarious. Adam also does MMA podcast, and he
kicks
always
people's
has
ass on a podcast.
What? No, but in his audience at the comedy shows when he's in Vegas, there's always 3 to 6 like well-known MMA fighters, like people that know MMA would go, oh, that's that person, that's that person, that's that person. I'm not that person. Unfortunately, I don't know MMA that well. I should learn it better, because those guys, they're pretty cool. But like most of these guys, their hands are as big as my head.
I didn't have, yeah.
Like it looks more like this.
Yes.
It blocks out my whole face. Then,
especially when it's hitting you in the face. That's what it looks like.
No, it looks like that when they're not hitting me in the face. It looks, they have huge hands. So, you know what they say about guys with huge hands?
It has nothing to do with hands. It's feet
big gloves.
And nose.
They have big gloves.
Big gloves, yes.
Yeah. Why? What did you say?
Ole.
That's soccer.
So no, it's
so what's your picture?
My picture is an absolutely gorgeous sunset from Friday.
Ooh, absolute. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
So I was on the way to pick up my bus. Well, I was being driven to pick up my bus, so I actually was the passenger.
Wait, where was your bus? Broken again?
Yes, it was. Well, that's
or is this the one or is this the one you were waiting for to park for and it got fixed?
Yes. This was the one with the radiator issue. And unfortunately, there were other issues too, because the guy was in a hurry to get it done for me and he didn't tighten a few things properly. So as I'm going home, one of the turbo lines came off, and all of a sudden my bus sounded like it was a dump truck with its brake retarder on. You know what I'm talking about?
Engine brake. Called engine brake. It's just called an engine brake.
That's what happens when one of your turbo lines comes off. And so I fixed it myself because I'm like,
you can't turn around and go back.
Right, because it was closed. I picked it up as they were closing, and they're closed for the whole weekend, right?
Oh,
so I waited till the next day because I didn't need the bus. I needed the bus the next day, but it drove. It just sounded terrible, right?
So you had the engine brake going the whole time. And,
yes.
And if you were in a place like where I live, where the signs are like,
no engine
braking.
Right.
Yeah.
So I decided to look to see if I can see anything the next day, which is what I did. When I got done with my Santa Claus gig in the morning, got home, scarfed some lunch with Susie, did her shopping and come back, popped open the hood, started looking around, and I said, hey, look, this isn't connected anymore. So I connected it up, tightened it up really nice and snug, started the bus, and it started, and it sounded so nice.
Did you torque it down?
Oh, my God.
Torque specifications?
Almost as tight as I could possibly tighten.
All right. Well, did you use the torque specifications, or did you just tighten it down until it breaks and then back it off a quarter turn?
Something like that, yes.
You know, it's you get the perfect torque every time if you tighten it down to where it breaks and then back in a quarter turn. Perfect torque every time.
Well, that's pretty much what I did.
Yeah, but you didn't break it. So,
and then I went and did the run that night, which was a late night run. Drove there, and I'm like, oh, this is so nice. The radiator's working. There's heat in the bus. The gauge is where it belongs. It doesn't sound like crap. I'm sitting there waiting. They were late getting on the bus, which is not unusual for a wedding. They got on the bus, drove them to their place, sat out front, made a couple trips to the Abbey Resort from the place they were at. And then at 1 o'clock, I made my last load, dropped them off. As I'm driving home, going up the big hill outside of Fontana to get to my house, had the shit scared out of me. Bam! Really loud right underneath my feet. I'm like, holy shit. And I started hearing this high-pitched whistle, like the back end of a jet airplane.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, oh, goody, I just blew up my turbo. Okay. So I got home. It's 1:30 in the morning. There's no way that I'm going to do anything with it.
Right. Okay.
I got up today, did my Santa Claus this morning. Again, that's why the hair looks like this. When I got back, scarfed some food. Susie was at an event. So I went out to the bus, and it is raining here. Freezing rain.
Oh, yeah. We saw that on the Bears football game today.
Right. Loads of fun.
Yeah.
Popped the hood, and I looked. The intake of the turbo line was obviously not tight enough, and that's what popped out. So it's going to be a really easy fix, but I couldn't do it because it was freaking pouring on me.
Unbelievable.
Okay. Because the guy was in a big hurry. He tightened the ones in the front, forgot to tighten the ones in the back.
As long as it doesn't damage your vehicle.
I was told that as long as you don't drive it for hundreds of miles with the thing disconnected, you're fine. A couple different guys told me that.
Yeah, but here you are, you're paying this guy because you can't find people, and then here's the guy you're paying, and he misses. But I'm finding that more and more that's how people are doing jobs now. Like, it not just the people who are in a hurry. It's just nobody finishes a job. Like, hang something level. Okay, so let's move on to the things that people should know segment of the show. Unless you have something else you want to talk about.
No.
Okay. So
there is, but we can do that later.
Okay. Well, write it down. Put it in a note so we don't
have to write it down.
Okay.
It's the other bad thing that happened this weekend.
Well, we'll go to this, and then we'll go to the other bad thing that happened this weekend. So, you want to hang something level, right? And it's got little holes in the back and those little keys. And I watch people put screws in the back and try and hold them, and then try and put it on the wall and then scrape it where it's supposed to go.
Right.
And then you're trying to level it. So you're trying to hold the level, trying to hold the screws in place and all this other stuff. Take painter's tape or masking tape, tape it across where the holes are, poke out where the little hole things are.
This is Disclaimer. Do not use duct tape.
Duct tape?
Yes.
Or
do
duct
not.
tape?
You'll take
Which
the
one?
paint off the freaking wall.
Duct tape or duct tape?
Either way, because there's
two
the
different
duct tape
things.
is
Duct
the brand
tape is
name.
quack quack.
Yes.
And duct tape is the stuff that you wrap around ducks.
Right. But their duck with the K is the name brand of duct tape in the beginning. Look it up. I know this one because I bought it.
Okay, the Don't Know Show. What is the generic name for duct tape? I thought that the generic name for duct tape was duct tape. Because I know duct tape is a brand, D-U-C-K.
Correct.
Duct tape is, so what is the generic name? So is it just called adhesive tape? Generic name, the Don't Know Show. It's where the Don't Know Show gets
Right.
its
It's
name.
like Scotch
We
tape
don't
is a
know.
name brand.
Today, Duck and other brands of duct tape come in many colors, suitable for crafting and other uses. The preferred generic word for this tape seems to be duct tape.
That's correct.
Though if one referring to duct tape, brand tape, then duct tape is an uppercase D would be accurate.
I told ya, I know something.
You don't know. You don't know show. We don't know anything.
We
That's the
know
whole
some
point.
things.
So what do they call it? Aluminum pigment gives the traditional duct tape its silvery gray color.
Yes.
Did you know that the aluminum pigment? I didn't know there was aluminum pigment. I mean, I know
Aluminium.
when it gets
Or
old
are
and dry, it powders out though.
Yes,
which is
it does.
Kind of weird. Okay. Thunder wheel extension keep down a improvised duct tape during the Apollo 17 mission. They even use duct tape on the moon.
It fixes anything.
Or on the movie studio lot where the lunar lander is parked.
Right.
Depending if you believe the world's flat or not. Okay, so what was I getting to? Oh, so you take the tape, use painter's tape, you poke the holes, then you take the tape off, and then you put it on the wall and you level it, and then you poke the holes there, and then hang whatever you have to hang on there. But I mean, it's like it drives me nuts when stuff isn't hung level. Like when it's obviously not level, like when it's next to a straight line, and then the things start like this, and you're like, oh yeah, that's level.
Do you remember the Cary Grant movie Father Goose?
Look, it's perfectly straight. Look,
It is.
why not got straight?
The water was straight.
The what?
The
movie?
Cary Grant movie Father Goose.
No.
Okay. It's one of his last. It was the second of the last movie that he did, and it was one of his first movies where he wasn't the swab, debonair type guy. He was
Okay. Is a 1964 American Technicolor romantic comedy film set in World War II, starring Cary Grant, Leslie Caron, and Trevor Howard. Title derives from Mother Goose, a code name assigned to Grant's character based on the story A Place of Dragons by Sanford Barnett. Sorry. The film won an Oscar for Best Original Screenplay. It introduced the song Pass Me By Cy Coleman and Carol Leigh, later recorded by Peggy Lee and Frank Sinatra.
Mhm.
Okay, go ahead, Father Goose.
Okay. In that movie, his co-star, which was Leslie Caron, was it?
Leslie Caron, yeah.
Caron, yeah. She gets into his boat after she's kind of drunk, and the boat, because it's got a big hole in the side, is on an angle, right? And she's keeps trying to fix the picture because it won't stay straight because the boat, because she goes, is your boat crooked? And of course, him being a dick in this movie to begin with goes, no. So she goes, bam, 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 and gets it to stay straight. It was just so funny. She's a picture straightener. It has to be level.
Okay. So there's a tip on how to level things for you at home. I mean, you don't have to go buy a level, but you can go buy one of those laser level things. Those are cool too.
They are.
Yeah. But remember how I tell you sometimes it takes me a while to figure stuff out? Like I talked about, 7-Up, and they the one with the comedian sitting on the back of the car, and you say, hey, here we are at Lover's Lane, and he knocks on the window, and you hear the guy in the car, rah, 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 rah. He goes, oh, I think I just heard our slogan. See, they're like 7-Up too. And I was like, it took me like a few years to realize that their slogan is up yours.
Yes.
Make 7 up yours.
Yeah.
So yeah, it took me a while to do that. And then I'm also the guy that, when you pull up to a drive-through and the recording goes on, and then you go, no, thank you. And then like somebody with a totally different voice comes in and goes, sir, that was just a recording.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Like, you don't make me feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I figured out something else, but I don't know if this is readily. This might be a new revelation. This might not be something that you just realize. This might be a whole new revelation. Have you heard the saying not to go swimming for at least 30 minutes after you eat?
Well, it used to be an hour.
Okay, hour.
Yep.
Have you heard that saying?
Many times.
Do you know why they say to do that?
Yes.
I don't think you have the right answer, but go ahead.
They say that to be annoying to you because it's not necessary.
No, I think it is necessary. I think it is necessary.
Okay.
And here's why. Do you know why they were saying?
Because after you eat, you have to pee after a while. They don't want you to pee in the pool.
Kind of, sort of. It was cramps. Remember, you'd get cramps.
Yeah, but it's a fallacy. It's a wives' tale.
Right. But I'm asking you what you've heard. So please go along with what you've heard.
Oh,
You've
okay.
heard that, right?
Yes. If you go swimming and you have just eaten, you can get cramps and drown.
People tell you, right? People tell you that, right?
Yes.
I think I figured out the truth.
Okay.
What happens if you eat a meal and go running? What will you probably do?
Throw up.
Uh-huh. What would you not want somebody doing in a pool?
Leaving a baby Ruth in there so they think you pooped in it.
Sure. Go with that. Okay.
Throw
next
it
subject.
up. Yes, I'll go along with it.
No, next subject.
Man, you just can't handle it when I try to derail you.
What do you mean try to?
You derail me all the time, and you think it's funny.
You derail yourself. I just pointed out. I'm asking you to follow along, and you're not following along.
Okay, follow the lead.
Well, what do you think? Do you think that I'm onto something here?
Well, it does kind of make sense.
Right?
Sort of.
Out of all the stuff that you wouldn't want somebody to do in a pool, okay, don't pee in a pool. Everybody knows people pee in a pool.
Don't poop in the pool. Don't throw up in a pool. Basically,
Okay,
do not put bodily fluids in a pool.
Right. But people pee in a pool all the time. Everybody knows there's piss in the pool.
Yes, especially if you watch grown-ups movie.
Okay, so there's pee in the pool. There's probably poop in the pool because babies in swim diapers and all that stuff. I don't care how well you tell me they're sealed. They're still poop in the pool. But if somebody pukes, that's not something that's going to be hidden in a diaper or hidden.
Not only that, if it's projectile vomiting, it could be spread all over the place.
You're going to see that floating in the water.
Yes.
So I think that's the reason why they tell you not to eat or go swimming for at least an hour.
You know something? Your theory has now jumped up to the top of the list.
Right? I can't see what else. So I think I have a revelation there. Like I said, it's not as bad as me talking to a recording, but I think that's the reason.
Okay.
What do you got? How are you going to segue out of this?
How am I going to segue out of it?
Yeah, we said we'd go back to another subject or something. So what do you want?
Oh, yes, about the other thing that was really bad for me this weekend.
So you had bad stuff this weekend. That's not good. It's a positive show.
I know. I normally don't like talking about this.
Are we at the positivity message yet? Wow, it better be a good positivity message. All right, let's go.
Okay. Do you know what this is?
Do I know what that is? No,
yes.
I don't. I do not.
Okay. How about if I open it up so it looks like this?
That's a phone case.
Correct. This is a phone case. What is not in my phone case?
The phone, because the phone flew out of the phone case and broke.
It did not come out of this case. There was nothing wrong with this case.
Well, you got to put it in the case for it to work.
It was in there. And my phone kept turning off. I would start it,
overheating.
It would turn off. That's what I thought. So I said, okay, I'll take it out of the case. Maybe for some odd reason, it's getting hot in the case, right? I don't know why it would, because I've had this case since I've had
It's getting hot in here. So take off the phone case.
Anyway, I don't know if you can see this. I tried to look.
Oh, it's swollen, dude.
Your
battery. Your battery's shot.
I have a clamp on here because with the clamp on here, the phone works.
Yeah, your battery shot.
Yes. Well,
your battery expanded. And so that's what happens to batteries. They expand and swell.
Yes.
So, yeah, your battery's shot, dude. You need a new phone.
I need a new phone, Steve.
What phone brand are you? Are you Android?
I'm Android. I have been using the Samsungs, and I like the Samsungs. I looked
what
at
model
the deal.
Number is that?
This is the Galaxy S8 Active. So it's
okay. So it's an S8. So you're a couple old. It's not waterproof anymore.
Not anymore. No. So anyway, I checked with my AT&T thing online. They're running a special. I can get the new one with the three lenses on it, like you were talking about.
Yep.
And they're running it for $799, which is better than the 1,200, right?
Yeah, with a 2-year, and they divide it out over the
yes
24 equal payments.
But my brother sent me a link on the phone, which is very hard to read because I have to read it with a clamp on it, otherwise I can't see it. Right.
Right.
Apparently, I can get an LG phone with the 3 things on it, and something about an Android 10 or something. LG. Does that make sense to you? I couldn't quite understand what.
Yeah, there's different LG versions. Yeah.
So anyway,
LG is good. Life's good.
Yes. For $352.
That's good.
Yes.
I like LGs.
It makes me nervous though. My brother buys all his phones that way.
From where?
eBay.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're cracked. You know, not
well,
cracked.
No, they're not. But here's the problem. Okay. So
unlocked. That's what they're called.
If you get a Chinese knockoff,
yes,
people were taking them apart with the 3 lenses, and they take them apart, and only one of the lenses actually had a camera behind it. The other 2 were just
right.
There was no camera behind it, so you really weren't getting the 3. So you don't know if it's a legit phone or a knockoff. That's the problem.
Yes. So and since it also takes
kind of like buying a Folex.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know. And then, all the experts are like, that's not a Rolex. Look, this is ticking like this, and this is doing this. And you're like, oh, I didn't know that.
Right.
They're like, yeah, you're an idiot.
So I'm probably going to go to the AT&T store tomorrow. I was going to go there today. It sucked not being able to use my phone,
No, exactly. That is bad. Yeah. You know what LG stands for, right?
It stands for little girls.
Huh?
LG, little girls.
No, it does not.
Laughing giraffes.
Oh my God. It's a South Korean company.
Oh.
It used to be Lucky Gold Star. Did you know that?
Well, Gold Star used to be a generic off-brand.
Lucky Gold Star. And it now stands for Life's Good.
That's good.
The tagline is Life Good.
It's even better if you watch your show.
Lucky Gold Star, 2 company, Lucky and Gold Star merged together. Company's tagline, Life's Good. LG stands for Lucky Gold Star.
Blast it all. I ran out of beverage already, Steve. And we're not even halfway done with the show.
All right, show's over. Scott's got to go.
I hate that. All right, enough of the bad stuff.
How can you not bring enough drink up?
Okay. When I am in my alter ego as Santa Claus, I get really, 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 really overheated when I'm indoors, which I've been today because the weather is so crappy. Right. As a result, I'm dehydrated. So I just drank this entire bottle of tea. It's gone, completely gone.
Why don't you drink some stuff, do some pre-show, then go pee, and then you'll be good for the show?
Well, I did that already. I just got done eating dinner.
Okay. Well, I think the reason it took you so long, where you have a problem bringing enough drink in there, is because apparently it takes like 4 years to redesign a bottle.
And they make such crappy, stupid ass design bottles.
Okay, wait, it's not crappy, stupid ass. It's just, I'm like, okay, all right, time to share. Screen share. Let's go with this one. Here we go. All right. You see that bottle?
Yes.
Okay. Apparently this bottle is award winning or something, but this is the old bottle. Okay.
Okay.
There's the new bottle. Old bottle. Wait. Let me see if I can. I don't know if this will work. Can I split screen it? Are you seeing both, or are you only seeing one?
Just seeing one.
How do I do? I'm going to stop the share. I have to stop the share, and then I have to reshare. And I'm just going to reshare the screen, I guess, because that way I can do it 2 at a time. No, I want you just to there. Okay. Can you see these two?
Yes.
Hello. It took 4 years to go from the one. Well, let me switch them so they're in the right order. It took 4 years to go from the one on the left to the one on the right.
Well, of course, I can see
4
why it
years
took
to
so
go
long.
from this design to this design.
Yeah, I can see the problem. I can see the difference
years.
already.
4 years.
Well, sure. It had to go through committees. It's like the government,
Dude, they put a guy's picture here.
Yes.
They put Swedish vodka more prevalent here.
Correct.
And then on the back.
And they also, don't forget, they did take out all the extraneous information.
They got this label, that ring, and then on the back there's some design. But I'm like, 4 years. I don't get it. Is it really 4 years?
You know what I don't get?
But it's their biggest update since like the 1980s, right? 1980s, 1979.
Yes.
But it took 4 years to design the bottle. I mean, yes, I don't get it. I don't get it. Did you get it? Did you get it?
You get a kick out of that, but what drives me absolutely insane is if you buy an RC bottle product and you buy a Pepsi bottle product and you buy, I'm talking about 2-liter bottles, by the way, and you buy a Coca-Cola bottle, all 3 2-liter bottles are slightly different sized and shaped.
Okay.
The RC bottles and the Diet Pepsi bottles both fit in the refrigerator without having to tip them to get them in. The Coke bottles
narrower and taller.
Are narrower and taller. You have to tip them to wedge them into the bottom shelf of the refrigerator. It's freaking annoying. And then what really pisses me off is we crush all our aluminum cans, right?
Right.
So you have all these beer cans. You're crushing all these beer cans. All of a sudden, you get one of these stupid seltzer cans that are skinny and tall, and they don't fit in the damn can crusher.
You got to mash them with your foot.
Got to mash them with. Actually, what I started doing is I have an asphalt tamper, so I just stack them up and I go pow pow with the asphalt tamper.
How do you do that again?
Pow pow. I didn't do the arm thing on purpose because you're going to make a smart ass comment.
Takes you to keep doing it.
No, I know what you want to say, and I'm not going to let you turn this into a perverted show.
No, I'm going to make it perverted. You're the one who makes it perverted. So I just thought it was weird that it took 4 years to do that.
Yes.
All right. Do we do the last?
We have time to do another thing. Yeah.
All right. So a lost piece of the moon has been discovered orbiting the Earth and Sun.
Yes.
So this is your story.
You know what really, really, really annoys me about this?
Is how did we know it's a lost piece of the moon? Did we know it was lost? Where's its milk carton?
Okay. See, I was going to go with the milk carton and the Life cereal boxes, but you came up with a couple other things. So that's why we work so well together.
Life cereal box.
What wasn't Life cereal that was doing that for a while too?
I don't know.
You had the milk cartons, and one of the cereal companies was doing it too a long time ago.
No show.
Oh, well.
It was always lost in the milk carton. But an artist's impression of the Earth's quasi-satellite Como Awala Olawi, I don't know, near the Earth-Moon system, astronomers using a large binocular telescope have shown that it might be a lost fragment of the moon.
Yes. Because of what reason, Steve?
I have no idea. Why?
Okay. I haven't opened it yet, but if I recall this from when I first found this, because the coloration and not consistency, texture that they're able to see through the microscope
looks like
matches the moon. And it does not match other things in our area.
But there's so many other things out there. Okay. So everybody talks about all these things are going to hit Earth, right?
Yes.
You know what stops all those most of those things from hitting Earth?
The moon.
No. Jupiter.
Well, I guess it makes sense.
The gravitational pull of Jupiter. If you look around Jupiter, there's a lot of crap flying around.
Saturn too.
Yeah. So they're the ones that are really protecting Earth.
Yes. From
this stuff hitting. So for them to say, did it break off? How did it break off the moon? What did another asteroid hit it and break it off?
Yep. Well, see, that's why they're doing Mars first, because we need to get good at this, and then they're going to skip everything else and go right to Jupiter, because Jupiter is the place to do stuff.
You think so?
Okay, you know I'm a sci-fi geek, right?
Right. Yeah.
All right. A lot of, you know how we've read remember all the stuff that came to be because of Star Trek, like cell phones and all that good stuff? Same concept. I pay attention to that kind of stuff. And they were saying that Jupiter, if you look at the Star Trek show, especially Next Generation, the Jupiter base was so important because that's where they can put the defensive stuff to protect the Earth from anything coming in from out of the solar system.
Okay. You say so.
The only thing that I find weird about it is because it's so far out, it takes a long time for it to go around the sun, right? So if it's on the wrong side of the sun when something comes in, how does it protect Earth? That's the only thing I haven't figured out yet.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's just weird. But, you know, the scientists think that maybe could be, who knows?
Okay. First of all, scientists are really smart people. They're not always right, but they're smart. And when they do come up with something, there's a good chance that what they're saying has potential to be correct. So I do listen. He's like, no, it's not true. They're all morons. They don't know anything.
We don't know anything. We're practicing. What? Practicing medicine.
Yes.
Are they scientists?
That is very, very accurate way of saying it. You're practicing medicine. You're not performing medicine. You're practicing it.
Yeah, because we don't know.
Because every time you do it, you're getting better at it, theoretically.
So is that kind of like when we ask for stuff for Christmas? Every time we do it, we get better at it?
Kind of, sort of, yes.
All right. Well, with that, I segued into our genuine positivity message.
Yes, you did.
Did you catch that? You didn't catch that.
I did right away. As soon as you said that, it was perfect, Steve. You are so freaking good at it. I aspire to be as great as you someday.
I would just like you to understand the concept behind it. That would make me happier.
I just would like you to understand the concept of making it more interesting.
What do you mean making it more interesting?
When I do segues, they're interesting. Yours is just...
But they don't segue.
Okay. They certainly do. They
do
segue
not.
in my fashion.
But they
you do
don't
realize
segue.
that. Speaking of fashion, you notice how fashionable my shirt is.
Is it?
This is one of my oldest mock turtleneck work shirts. And it is, remember seeing that commercial where the guy goes out on a date and the girl's really nice looking and she goes, "You look so nice." And she looks at him and says, "And you look so comfortable." And he's all wrinkly and like,
yeah, because it's all the wrinkly, yeah.
Like, it's really comfortable though.
Isn't it a Downy like commercial?
I believe that is correct. Yes. Yeah. If it's not, it's one of those. But anyway, it is time for me to switch into my persona of Funguy The Entertainer.
Oh my God.
You don't need to be a kid to visit Santa, but you do need to be a kid at heart.
Cool. Okay. So, definition of segue. Proceed to what follows without a pause. Used as a direction in music. Perform the music that follows like that has preceded. Used as direction in music. To proceed without a pause for one musical number. A transition made without pause or interruption. An act or an instance of segue. See?
Exactly what I do.
No, you don't. There are so many pauses when you do it, it's not even funny.
It could be worse. I could just be talking about pause.
All right, so segue into the next segment then.
I'm not sure which way we're going because we skipped the cue in the top.
Segue into anyone.
Segue into any of them.
Yeah, but make it a segue, which is a movement into the next one without a pause.
Yeah, I kind of sort of understand.
And if it's a good segue, I'll know which one you're going into and I'll be able to pick it up.
Okay.
So, segue coming in.
Here's my question. Here's my question.
1, segue.
Do I have to be in appropriate manner?
You have to, well, you take off all your clothes. You have to segue from one subject to another without a pause.
Right. So do I have to be appropriate in the manner that I do this?
Okay, folks, here comes a warning. Scott's going to do something and it's still not going to work, but okay. Everybody who has concerns or what's the word I'm looking for, Scott? Sensitive.
Are you fainting at
Sensitive
heart?
subject
You have
matter?
sensitivities to things that are fun and interesting, but not necessarily PC.
All right. This is going to be bad. He's just
Well,
going to get dirty.
it's your
He's just going to
subject.
get dirty. Okay.
It's your subject, and you're the one that put it down this way.
Segue coming in 3, 2, 1.
I did it already.
I have no idea what subject.
You said
No.
it's time to be inappropriate because you have a 9-foot joystick. I didn't put that subject in there. You did.
So how did you segue to that?
Because I said, do I have to be appropriate on the next subject matter?
But the subject is a 9-foot joystick. It's not inappropriate.
That's inappropriate. You said it was inappropriate, so I segued that way. I wasn't going to mention anything but a 9-foot joystick until you pushed it. Because everybody knows that if you have a 9-foot joystick, I'm not going to repeat it.
You know, a 9-foot joystick is about 14 times the normal one.
I'll take your word for it.
Do you know anybody else who has like something that's 14 times the normal one?
Yes, I do actually.
You do what?
Uh-huh. I know somebody that has a what do they call those things? Skiff. Yeah, skiff. That's what he calls it. He built it himself and it's freaking huge compared to a normal one. Although you're probably right. I did not measure it, so it may not be precisely 14 times larger. So explain what this is about. Otherwise, we're wasting time. People are going to get bored.
I'm bored already.
The number already went down on our board.
I don't even want to do the story.
It's your story.
Because your segue killed it. This is a Guinness World Book record, Scott.
I know. That's why I thought it was kind of cool.
You love Guinness World Book records.
Right. Except you didn't fix the link so it was actually a link.
Why did a woman invent this in Spain? Why does she want a joystick that's 14 times larger than a normal?
Well, I don't know. Why would she?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking you.
I can't read it because you didn't turn the link on.
You don't know how to do it if it's not a link?
I'm doing it now.
There, it's a link.
Yeah.
Click now.
So now I'm opening it. For those of you who are curious, if you were here earlier, you would have noticed that Steve was throwing up our show board to try to explain something while I was gone.
I tried to explain what the show board was.
Okay.
And how Scott doesn't know how to use it.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, look, Pokemon Go. That looks like fun.
Where?
Okay.
Where do you see Pokemon Go?
It's in the subject matter here. It says in 2006, before the advent of augmented reality games like Pokemon Go.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the joystick.
Go,
it has nothing to do with the joystick.
Artist Mary Flanagan wanted to find a way to get random people to play together. Solution was to create a 9-foot tall video game.
Yeah, so for people to play together, instead of doing a multiplayer game, she said, let's just make a big joystick like this so it takes 2 people to use it. Because when one person's using it, it looks like this and it's stupid.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah, that does look a little stupid.
So whatever. Okay. Segue to the next subject.
Okay. Do we have another subject?
We have lots of subjects. You just go all over the place, man. Just go wild.
I can go crazy. You don't mind?
Go buck wild.
Okay. One thing that would really make this so much more interesting if Peggy would come on our show.
That's not going to happen ever.
I know, but doesn't somebody in her family?
It's like Susie coming on the show.
Well, that's true too. But doesn't somebody in her family, weren't they at some point like a dental hygienist or something?
What? Peggy works as a dental hygienist.
That's what it was. I thought it was somebody else.
She's a dental assistant. No, that was Peggy.
Okay. Yeah, because
a dental assistant.
I was wondering if there was any possible way that she could, fix your mouth so that you can't open your mouth when I could talk more.
Well, you can wire it shut.
Exactly.
So, that's how people lose weight.
Yes, that is very true.
Like some people actually have their mouths wired shut.
Yes. Although I know somebody that actually did that. You know what they did?
They drank a lot and got fat anyways.
Kind of, sort of. They put everything in a freaking blender.
Yeah, well, that's what you're supposed to do. But
but the shit that they were putting in the blender was the same crap that you're not supposed to eat.
Well, if you're doing like chocolate shakes and stuff like that.
Yes.
So I'm going to show you. And I thought this was kind of, I didn't know this was still a thing that people still wired their mouth shut. So to restrict users to a liquid diet, right? They want you to go to a liquid diet.
Correct.
And when you go to a liquid diet, you do that. So instead of wiring your jaw shut, they put this in your mouth, which I thought was really weird.
Well, it's like putting braces, but you just put, I would assume there's one on each side.
It looks like it's wrecking the teeth.
You would think that.
It's
actually, in my opinion, it would be a lot harder on the lips.
But it's a magnet.
Oh, that's a magnet?
It's a magnet. It's magnetic.
Ooh.
Yeah. And it's around the tooth. And I'm like,
well, that's actually
just compare a device to a horror movie and said it promotes fat phobia. It uses magnets to lock the jaw and keep it from opening more than 2 millimeters.
Oh.
And this is a group in New Zealand. So where's our New Zealand girl?
Okay, here's the thing that I don't understand.
Is that a problem in New Zealand?
I'm reading this and it's saying that all these people are complaining that it's fat shaming people. It's like they're not telling you that if you're fat,
Body
you
positive.
should do this. They're telling you that if you want to lose weight, this is a potential way to do it.
Body positive. But it includes an emergency release mechanism in case of choking or a panic attack.
Okay,
Which if your
makes
mouth was
sense.
wired shut, you got to take a little longer to get open.
Yeah, exactly. Because not everybody carries a pair of wire cutters in their back pocket.
Researchers
like me,
have
I carry
developed
one. So.
a world's first weight loss device. Help the game. It's an intraoral device that restricts a person to a liquid diet. No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm not doing it.
Well, at least if you were doing that, you'd probably still be able to drink wine.
You are definitely jumping all over the place.
Well, you screwed it up in the first place, and I'm just having fun with it because you said something I was able to do a segue with.
We're gonna have to figure out which ones we did, so that's good. And you know what kind of wine you should drink?
First of all, I will never drink wine. I think it's disgusting stuff.
Because it's not disgusting stuff. You just don't know how to drink
like
it.
Freaking liquid yeast.
No, you just don't know how to drink it.
Yes, I do. I take the bottle and I give it to Susie. Say, here, this is for you. And then it disappears.
Do you really?
Yes.
I want to get a better picture of this before we say what it is. Is there? Yeah, here's a better picture. All right, wait. Here we go. Full screen. Come on.
Full screen ahead.
Well, it's not really full screen. We're just going to go with this picture anyway. So, all right. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen, your newest wine. That's right. There it is.
It's going to make you poop.
Grey Poupon wine. Grey Poupon flavored wine. Yeah, it's obviously a white wine.
You would think that would be the case, wouldn't you?
By the Kraft Heinz Company.
We've heard of them.
Kraft and Heinz. That's crazy though, right? Grey
Yes.
Grey Poupon wine.
Pardon me, but would you happen to have a bottle of the Grey Poupon on tap?
Wine. Yeah. Wine.
Of course, you don't have wine on tap, do you? Or is wine in a box considered to be on tap? How's that for a good question?
I have no idea.
Well, when you go to a bar, right? You can get it in a bottle, you get it in a can, or you get it on tap, right?
Sure.
Okay. So wine actually can come in a can or a bottle, right?
Or a cup.
So, but if it comes in a box, it's kind of like on top because it's got a spigot. That's on tap. Works for me.
I just think we're now bored. We're officially bored with alcohol because you've got all these crappy Trulies and all that stuff.
Arby's vodka, seriously?
Arby's French fry flavored vodka.
Okay.
Crinkle fry and curly fry vodka, which makes sense because vodka is made out of potatoes.
Potatoes. Yep, that is correct. A lot of people do not know that.
Being a potato-based liquor makes sense.
It does.
But how do you infuse it with crinkle? Okay, so I'm not a French fry connoisseur. What's the difference in the taste between crinkle cut and curly? It's the spices you put on it, right?
Yes and no.
Because they're both, you can't, by cutting a potato in a different way, get that much of a different taste as a fry shape.
Actually, you are wrong, because that is one of my things when I go out is I go to different restaurants specifically for their fries.
You need to tell me if I cut French fries, that's because of what they put on them, not because of how they're cut, or the type of potato used. Okay. If I take a russet potato and I cut it in straight squares or straight sticks,
right? Yeah.
Right. Or if I make them curly with that same potato, or I make them wavy with that same potato, cook them in the same oil, they're going to taste the same.
Incorrect. They're going to taste similar.
So if I was to cook up some potatoes,
yep,
and then mash them up.
Why would you mash them up? Then they're not French fries.
Right. Well, that way you can't tell whether it was the curly one or the wavy one or the straight one, and then have you taste them. You'd be able to tell me which one was which.
No, because that was what
because they're the same thing. Yes, thank you.
Because when you have a crinkle fry, you have
more crispier spots.
Right. And then softer spots in between each layer. On a curly
it's a texture
fry
thing. It's not a taste thing. It's a texture.
It also does change the taste a little bit.
No.
I can tell the difference. It's like the potato cakes. I love the freaking potato cakes.
You can't. It's the same.
Then why is it when you go to Wendy's or McDonald's or Burger King,
they're made differently with different spices?
Yeah.
The mix is different. They mash them all up and they extrude them out like Play-Doh. And there's different stuff put in there. Just like the new French fries at Wendy's that are supposed to, it is Wendy's, right? That's supposed to be like, the reason they did that is because so many people are ordering DoorDash now and fries get soggy.
Correct.
It's a thicker coating. It's a coating on the French fry. It is not the potato itself. It's the coating on the French fry. It's like saying taco meat. There are different spices for taco meat. You can't just go buy meat that tastes like taco. There's no cow that you're out there grinding up that is
Just go down to Mexico, they have taco cows.
Just give me the cows from south of the border because they taste like meat from a taco.
Yes.
No, it is the spices.
You get chocolate milk from brown cows.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Don't lie to our people. They need to know the truth.
Where you get half and half, right?
Correct.
No.
And Golden Guernseys is where the butter comes from.
No. I think we're just bored with food now.
I'm never bored with food.
Unfortunately, the only place you can get that vodka is California, Connecticut, Florida, Idaho, Louisiana, Minnesota, Nebraska, Nevada, which I didn't find, Oregon, West Virginia, Wyoming, and District of Columbia. So you can't get it in Wisconsin. Sorry.
No, I have to go to Minnesota.
And I'm not buying it for $60 a bottle.
Ew.
You saw earlier that the Absolut was only like 14.
Yes.
I'm not paying $60.
Especially when Absolut's good vodka.
Right. For French fry flavored, which I then again also say it's the spices you're putting in it, not the potato. I mean, different potatoes taste different, like russets or stuff like that. I will give you that. And they might be using different potatoes for the different fries, but no. It's the coating they put on it. The Don't Know Show does know that.
Okay.
Deal with it. When you come out, I'm going to do that. We're going to do all kinds of food tasting tests when you come out. We're also going to go to a place here called Wiener Schnitzel, and we're going to do our own 4th of July chili dog eating contest. They sell 10 chili dogs for $10.
No.
Yeah, we're gonna order 20 chili dogs and see who can eat 10 chili dogs faster than the other guy.
Well, you're gonna win.
Why?
And I don't like chili.
All right, we'll just do hot dogs then.
Chicago style hot dogs my way.
Yeah.
He's like, wait a minute, you put ketchup on your Chicago dog.
I don't
That's not
care.
a Chicago dog.
I don't care. I'll still beat you. That's not something to brag about.
And I also don't put onions or peppers on it. And I have my pickles on the side, but it damn well better have my celery salt, or I'm gonna kick some ass.
So what do you put on a hot dog? Ketchup, celery salt, tomatoes, what?
Yep. Ketchup, mustard, relish, tomatoes.
Green relish? Wait, time out. Relish gets that's very specific. Green relish or
Yes.
just regular relish?
Green relish.
Okay. There's a difference.
There, yes, there is.
Okay, ketchup, mustard, relish,
Tomatoes
tomatoes,
and celery salt.
no onions,
No onions.
no lettuce.
No lettuce on a Chicago dog.
If you go to Chicago Dogs in Chicago, they put lettuce on it. It's gross.
Yeah, it'd be all wilted. Yeah.
Yeah. So the only thing you don't put on there is the sport peppers and a pickle then.
Correct. No, well, right. And no onion.
And onion.
And I add the ketchup. So,
Oh, well, yeah. Ooh. We already got
but
tomatoes.
it's got to be in the poppy seed bun. If it's not on a poppy seed bun, it ain't right.
That's right. That's
But
weird.
I like the pepper, the pickles on the side for a reason. I like the taste of a pickle, but when you put it actually on the hot dog, I don't taste the celery salt anymore because it's like it
You
covers.
taste the
it up.
pickle. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have certain foods that do that to me. I call them food blockers. And one of the biggest food blocker for me is olives. If you put olives in any food, all I taste is the olive. I don't taste the other food then. It
Any
takes
kind of
away-
olive or just the green olives?
No, green olives, black olives.
Okay, black
Um,
olives don't do that for me. I could eat them on stuff and it doesn't cover
Green
anything
olives,
else.
definitely. Black olives,
Definitely.
not as much.
Also, Greek olives do not do that for me.
No, olives, all olives. I taste the olives. They block it out. And Italian beefs, good Italian beefs. I sweat Italian beef for the next day after I eat Italian beef.
Oh, I love Italian beef. Well, I honestly, I love the combo the best. My Portillo's go-to is a combo with cheddar cheese and dipped.
They've been reckoned. So for those of you who don't know, a combo is with an Italian sausage.
Yes. Beef and sausage.
Italian sausage. The Italian sausages, they've changed the spice or something in it.
They did.
And it's not as good. I don't like it because it gives me a little bit of heartburn, if that's possible.
I understand what you're talking about. They're putting an extra amount. I think it's fennel seed, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, there's something they're putting in there.
Yes.
So like it's a filler and it's
Correct.
bumming me out.
It's because they spent so much money on this place. They needed to save a little bit of money, but they didn't want to completely ruin everything because that's what a lot of the business have to do. You buy an existing business that has the perfect of everything, and then you have to change it because it's the only way to make money. And if you change it,
Right.
it pisses everybody off.
Well, yeah, and then it's not as good. But their Italian beef is still good. So
It is.
I'm still dealing with that. So we have time for, I believe, one more subject
I believe that would be
before
correct.
we go. So what do you want to fill in with? You want to fill in with
The flying car or the
build your own
Jeopardy-
flying car?
Yeah, let's do that because that's kind of cool.
All right. So you know, I have those car kits,
Yes, you had one when we first met.
right? And you can
Actually, I think it was your dad that had it, but you were helping him with it.
yeah.
What was that thing called? Do you remember?
It was a Gazelle, and it was from a Volkswagen.
Right. You used a Volkswagen frame and you did the fiberglass kit body.
Yep. You could do the Gazelle. Let me see if I can find it.
It kind of makes it look like an antique European car.
I don't know if it's European.
Well, if you don't pee, you end up getting yellow eyes.
Fiberglass car kit replicas. They did Willie Coupes. They did, let's see if I can find it. 1929 Gazelle was Mercedes. Okay, here we go. Let's go to Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Here's
Let's
this.
go to the hop. Oh, baby.
Here is this, and this.
Are we going to share again? Yes, we're going to share again. Yeah.
So, hey, why don't they not have pictures of it?
Good question.
that's
Because
the
that's
door.
definitely not it.
There's the door. They have a picture of the door. That not helping me.
No, we're definitely not helping you. Yeah, try images.
So this is what it looked like
1929 Mercedes Coupe.
right there. It was a cool car.
Yep.
That's kind of what it looked like.
Yeah, it's European.
Yeah, they kind of, those were fake because it was a Volkswagen engine in the back.
Yes.
So,
but not only did they look cool, but they got phenomenal gas mileage.
Is that a real one?
No, it's a kit.
But yeah, the top looked cool when the top was on it. So,
needless to say, they call them replica cars for a reason because there were original designs like that.
Yeah, but
most of the time it was by Mercedes.
But yeah, so that was that. Okay, so now, I should have stayed here. Now you can build a flying.
I can't wait to. Ooh,
an EV toll. I don't know. There it is. I mean, okay, but again, okay. Am I the only one who is concerned about all of these ones that they're building that have, I mean, there's no guards for propellers. Okay, that was a really stupid beginning there.
Yeah.
It showed the ground, now they're showing that. Come on, let's get to. All right, here it comes.
All right, here he comes. He's taking off.
No, he's already flying. But look, the propellers there's 8 propellers on this damn thing. If you don't get hit by the one on the top, there's one on the bottom to chop you up. But you could build these things and you don't need a license to fly it. But look at that. Notice it's his cell phone that he's using as his an altimeter and that. So yeah, you can get these kits.
How expensive are they?
I have
Maybe
no
we
idea.
should buy one for the show.
I have no idea. Track using LiDAR.
Made of carbon aluminum fiber, powered with 8.
To pre-order, you put down $22,000. So it doesn't say what the total is. The deposit is $22,000. Oh, there you go. $92,000.
I guess we're not going to buy one for the show.
$92,000. There you go. Piece of cake.
Yeah, it just kind of disappointed me because I was considering it.
$92,000.
I could hit Y drive by it.
And then, yeah, but it's only a 1-seater, so you could.
Yeah, we'd have to make it a 3-seater, a pilot, and 2 passengers, so I could take
an appetizer. Well, that would be the other things, right? That would be the other things. That would be the those taxis that we were talking about, right?
Yeah,
you could be the taxi guy for between Chicago and Lake Geneva.
Yeah, exactly.
Put the 2 hubs, have everybody drive out to some place around Fox Lake or something, and then just fly people back and forth.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Right?
So I keep getting people that want airport runs at 3:00 in the morning, and it's like, it's a 3-hour round trip.
It's not cost effective.
No, well, we charge enough money to make it worth doing, but at 3:00 in the morning, I can't get anybody to do it.
And it's a deadhead too for you because there's usually not many people coming back.
That is correct.
So it's a one-way deal.
So that's right. It's very frustrating.
So for the next few weeks, are you going to pick like Christmas-based or holiday-based words of the week so that we can learn more about things that we hear all the time? And
that was my goal. Yes.
Like figgy pudding. What the hell is figgy pudding?
Yes, exactly.
And good King Wenceslas went out on the Feast of Stephen. What is my feast? I want to know what the Feast of Stephen is.
Well, why don't we put an apple in your mouth and stick you on a spit and see what happens?
That could be the Feast of Stephen. There it is.
Exactly.
So, but this week you pick sugar plums.
Yes.
Now, here is one thing that I do know about sugar plums. So because I was like, okay, sugar plums actually sound pretty good. However, sugar plums have nothing to do. Well,
you can't use the word nothing for this.
They're not plums.
Correct. They are not plums.
So it referred to sugar in the face of a confection,
Yes.
a confection, like a candy in the shape or size of a plum.
Correct.
But that's all I know about it. So what else do we need to know about sugar plums? And why are they?
First of all,
what is a sugar plum fairy?
Do you know who Clement Moore is?
No. Who's Clement Moore?
He wrote the 1823 poem, A Visit from St. Nicholas.
I mean, more or less.
Okay. Now, most people do not recall a poem called A Visit from St. Nicholas, right?
Okay.
But they do know 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, which is the exact same thing.
So was this more or less?
Well, it's more now.
It was more, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't his brother less.
No, but one of the things that was kind of interesting is people would say, why are children dreaming of a sugar-coated fruit? Wouldn't they want to dream about candies and candy canes and chocolates?
Well, they were dreaming about candy because that's what candy was in the 17th century.
Yes.
16th century? 17th century. What century am I looking at?
17th.
Okay.
So it turns out that, is like Steve said, a sugar plum is not really a plum. It is a small, round, or oval hard candy made from sugar. Traditionally, it is made by hardening sugar around seeds, nuts, or spices in successive layers, and it likely got its name from the end result being similar to the size and shape of a plum. The candy was especially popular during the 17th through the 19th centuries.
Right, because that's how, if you ever go to like the Jelly Belly tour or whatever, and they're making those things, they put the powder in like a thing that was like a cement mixer, and they spritz water in there, and then as it's rolling, it starts rolling and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's pretty cool to see how that's really made.
Yep.
But that's what it was in the 17th century. But then it got hijacked in the 18th century, and the word plum became British slang for a large sum of money or a bribe. But in 1860s, manufacturers grabbed it back. And that's where the rotating pans and steam made it back to sugar plum. But what is a sugar plum? It's a sugar plum candy. But what is a sugar plum fairy?
That's going to be next week.
What do you mean it's going to be next week?
All right, you could look it up because I didn't look it up yet.
No, I want next week to be Stephen's Feast.
Oh, that's right. Stephen's Feast for next week. Let me write that in there while you're searching for that, because that's actually a really good idea.
So the dance of the sugar plum fairy is a dance for a ballerina. It's in the third movement Nutcracker, but that doesn't help. I know what the dance is. So I guess maybe since the Nutcracker came alive, the piece of candy came alive too.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
That's what it was. So what? No, it's a dance, but I know sugar plum fairy. What is it? Don't know. Show.
I know. We never freaking know anything. Why don't we know anything, Steve?
It keeps it's the dance. I don't want to know the dance. I want to know. Did you know that that's the first role that many young ballerinas aspire to? The dance of the sugar plum fairy?
I would assume so, because it's the premiere.
We are all surrounding houses were sugar candy. The galleries around galleries at center square shaped from a bliss. So I guess it's just a bunch of candy, and sugar plum, not referred to as specific sweet, but as author Shmir Kashwa points out, is also a universal signifier, everything sweet and delicious and lovely. She further explains that the actual sugar plums of those days were in fact mostly sugar and no plum. Yeah, okay, we just talked about that. They were treats in a category of comfort candy, created by a large layer of sugar coating over a seed or a nut. She cites Jordan almonds as a modern day parallel.
Okay.
I don't.
So a sugar plum fairy must be the person who gives you the sugar plum.
The candy. Although sugar plum fairy embodied the embodiment of the sugar sweet and its delectable in general was born. Okay, so I was right.
Yay.
So the sugar plum fairy is the embodiment of the candy dancing.
At least three times a show, we get something right.
If the Nutcracker can dance, then the candy can dance.
That's right.
So that's your sugar plum fairy.
Cool beans.
Don't know show. All right. So with that, I guess I want to say thank you for watching.
And if you feel our show is not, I do repeat, not a bad life decision.
It is. Trust me, it is. And please subscribe, like, watch our other shows and channels. Message me if you're in town and want to go see Adam Hunter, 8:00 show at LA Comedy Club, Monday through Friday this week.
Monday.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, I don't know. Live every day, and we'll see you on the next show.
Be genuinely positive, live in the life, and please have a good one.
Crazy, and you still amaze me.